What's that? What boy?
I don't know, a kid. He's been trailing me all evening.
He followed you to my apartment?
No, I shook him long before that. Come in, Miss Carroll.
One actor held off 200 enemy soldiers with a burning tank. Another took a full-contact punch so brutal it nearly stopped his heart. From real battlefield wounds to stunts that left shattered bones, these 20 actors didn't just play fearless, they lived it. You're about to meet the men who stared death down and didn't blink. Let's begin with number 20. James Caan was a black belt Bronx brawler turned Godfather star.
Face a little bit, huh? What do you think this is, the army where you shoot them a mile away? You gotta get up close like this. Bada bing, you blow their brains all over your nice Ivy League suit.
Born in the Bronx in 1940, James Caan wasn't just acting tough. He was tough. He trained in karate under Takayuki Kubota, earning a 6th-degree black belt in Gosoku Ryu. Known for his explosive temper and streetwise instincts, Caan once chased down and tackled a mugger outside an LA restaurant, off camera. His iconic death in The Godfather involved over 140 squib detonations, the highest ever attempted at the time. Caan insisted on doing it himself, refusing stunt doubles. On Rollerball 1975, he performed dangerous stunts solo and broke 2 ribs. Directors feared his temper. He reportedly broke a producer's arm during a heated argument, but finished the shoot like nothing happened. Hollywood feared his fists, but admired his loyalty. Now we're at number 19, Marlon Brando. Wasn't just a rebel, he was a firestorm of fearless will.
You spend time with your family?
Sure I do.
Good.
Born in 1924, Marlon Brando rewrote the DNA of modern acting, but it came at a cost. He trained under Stella Adler, then exploded onto Broadway in A Streetcar Named Desire, 1947. His raw intensity and refusal to conform made him both loved and loathed in Hollywood. Brando refused his 1973 Oscar for The Godfather, sending Native American activist Sachin Littlefeather to protest Hollywood's racism, a move that made international headlines. He later gained over 100 pounds to sabotage his own casting in Apocalypse Now, but still delivered one of cinema's most haunting performances. He boxed, street fought, and often challenged studio execs mid-contract. He once stormed out of mutiny on the bounty over creative differences. Brando feared no system, no backlash, just mediocrity. Next up, a war-scarred Marine who transformed trauma into one of the longest-running characters in TV history. Let's move to number 18. Gene Hackman once fought his way.
Well, since the captain put me in charge, I'm going to propose a toast.
Great. What'll we drink to?
To love.
Out of the Marines and Hollywood-born. In 1930, Gene Hackman ran away from home at 16 and lied about his age to join the U.S. Marine Corps. He served for 4.5 years as a field radio operator, stationed in China, Japan, and Hawaii during a time of high geopolitical tension. He once said, "The Marine Corps taught me discipline, but also that I could survive anything." After leaving the military, Hackman was rejected multiple times from acting schools. At Pasadena Playhouse, he was voted least likely to succeed. Instead of quitting, he doubled down and later won 2 Academy Awards and 4 Golden Globes. He got into fistfights with directors, once threw a crew member off a set, and still delivered unforgettable performances in The French Connection, 1971, and Unforgiven, 1992. Even into his 70s, he did his own driving stunts. Now let's talk about a Hollywood rebel who didn't just play tough guys, he swam with sharks for real. Now we're at number 17. Sean Connery didn't just play 007, he lived like him.
Bond. James Bond.
Born in Edinburgh. In 1930, Sean Connery joined the Royal Navy at age 16, serving for 3 years before being discharged due to ulcers. But his grit wasn't medical, it was volcanic. He worked as a bricklayer, coffin polisher, and even a bodybuilder in the 1953 Mr. Universe competition. While filming Thunderball, 1965, Connery performed his own underwater stunts, swimming with live sharks, One broke through the safety barrier, nearly biting him. He once knocked out a mob enforcer backstage during a stage play in London after the man threatened a co-star. In Hollywood, Connery developed a reputation for slapping back, literally and professionally. He demanded respect on set, even clashing with directors who challenged his vision. From underwater close calls to real street fights, Connery never flinched, only doubled down. Let's keep going with number 16, Humphrey Bogart.
Sam, I thought I told you never to play.
Wasn't built for fame. He was forged in war. Born in 1899, Humphrey Bogart dropped out of prep school and enlisted in the U.S. Navy during World War I at just 17. He served aboard the USS Leviathan transporting troops across the Atlantic, where German U-boat threats were constant. A shrapnel injury gave him the distinctive scar and lisp that became his trademark. After the war, Bogart clawed into acting the hard way, 200-plus stage performances before breaking into film. In an era of polished stars, Bogart chain-smoked, drank heavily, and spoke bluntly. He defied studio censorship, delivering hard-edged lines with realism. In The African Queen, 1951, he endured dysentery, leeches, and heat stroke while shooting on location in Uganda. He never complained. Whether in the trenches or on camera, Bogart was raw, gritty, and unshakably fearless. Next up, a man whose on-screen fury was matched only by his off-screen fists, and Hollywood knew better than to mess with him. Now we're at number 15. Keanu Reeves trained like a soldier and never bragged. Once born in Beirut in 1964, Keanu Reeves moved through a rough childhood marked by abandonment, dyslexia, and tragic loss, including the death of his best friend River Phoenix and his own stillborn daughter. But instead of breaking, he hardened into a quiet force. For John Wick, Keanu trained 8 hours a day in judo, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, tactical shooting, and high-performance stunt driving. Footage of him destroying obstacle courses with live fire shocked even retired military. He's taken multiple injuries on set, including a ruptured disc during The Matrix and losing 90% of his hearing in one ear after an explosion in Chain Reaction. Off-screen, he's known for taking pay cuts to support crew, riding the subway, and donating millions to children's hospitals, without publicizing it. Reeves redefined toughness as quiet, disciplined, and unstoppable. Let's move to number 14. Arnold Schwarzenegger was built like iron and hit like it.
The whole thing could blow up.
Born in Austria in 1947, Arnold Schwarzenegger grew up in poverty under a strict Nazi father. He began lifting weights at age 15, and by 20 became the youngest Mr. Universe winner in history. He won 7 Mr. Olympias, trained 5 hours a day, and built a 22-inch bicep from scratch. In 2001, he crashed his Harley-Davidson in LA and broke 6 ribs, but returned to filming Collateral Damage just weeks later. He later underwent open-heart surgery in 1997 and again in 2018, both times returning to work without complaint. He tore his shoulder on Terminator 2, broke his leg on Batman and Robin, and once filmed a scene with 103-degree fever. His motto? Pain is temporary, but pride is forever. Arnold's toughness wasn't just in the gym, it was in how he never stayed down. Now we're at number 13, Sylvester Stallone. Took real hits and filmed through the pain born. In 1946, Sylvester Stallone had facial paralysis from birth due to forceps damage, which gave him his signature slurred speech. Rejected by agents for years, he wrote Rocky in just 3.5 days, insisting he star in it, even when offered $350,000 to sell the script without him. During Rocky IV, co-star Dolph Lundgren punched him so hard, Stallone's heart slammed against his ribcage, causing it to swell. He spent 8 days in intensive care, and the footage stayed in the final cut. On The Expendables, Stallone broke his neck performing a fight scene and had a metal plate inserted. He suffered cracked ribs, torn tendons, and nerve damage, but never used a stunt double unless forced. His commitment? Filming real pain to make you feel it. Let's move to number 12. Tom Cruise risks his life for your adrenaline born.
Doesn't anyone want to accomplish anything?
I think a man does what he can until his destiny is revealed.
In 1962, Tom Cruise didn't just act fearless, he rewrote the action hero playbook. On Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol, 2011, he scaled the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world at 2,722 feet, himself wearing no visible harness for wide shots. He's flown real military helicopters, clung to the side of a C-130 aircraft during takeoff, and skydived over 500 times to perfect the Fallout Halo jump sequence. Cruise trains 6 days a week, studies aeronautics and stunt choreography, and designs many of his own sequences. In Top Gun Maverick 2022, he trained co-stars in actual FA-18 Super Hornet fighter jets. Despite injuries including broken ankles and cracked ribs, Cruise delays nothing. He believes the audience deserves reality. His body is battered, but his fear threshold, non-existent. Here comes number 11. Jackie Chan survived 200 injuries and kept smiling through. Them Jackie Chan's film sets were war zones, with him at the center. He's broken his nose at least 10 times, dislocated his pelvis, fractured his skull, and once fell 25 feet while filming Armor of God, 1986, requiring emergency brain surgery after a bone fragment pierced his brain. Chan insists on doing 100% of his own stunts, even during explosions, car crashes, or dangling off skyscrapers. On Project A, he dropped from a clock tower with no harness, slamming through 2 awnings before hitting concrete. It took 3 takes, and he did all of them. With over 150 films, Chan holds the Guinness World Record for most stunts by a living actor. His crew even had a medical team on permanent standby. Pain didn't stop him. He turned it into entertainment history. Now we're at number 10. Rod Taylor was the kind of tough you only heard about in rumors. Rod Taylor had no stunt double and no off switch. Trained as a commercial artist, he shifted to acting and became a physical force in The Time Machine, 1960, and Hitchcock's The Birds, 1963. But behind the camera, he was just as bold. He was known to fight with his fists, not lawyers. In one infamous tale, he allegedly punched Clint Eastwood at a party after a heated argument. Nobody confirmed it, but nobody denied it either. Taylor insisted on performing his own action scenes and was frequently bruised, bloodied, and back to work the next morning. While filming Chuka, 1967, he reportedly took a live hit during a fight scene and kept rolling until they got the shot. Old school to the core, Rod Taylor didn't act tough. He lived tough. Let's move to number 9. Robert Duvall carried war in his eyes.
Syndrome. But she wasn't an infant. It was very strange because she was 2 years old. She was a big girl.
Without saying a word, Robert Duvall wasn't loud, but he didn't need to be. While filming Apocalypse Now, 1979, he didn't just act, he lived it. He personally visited U.S. Vietnam bases during the war for preparation and insisted on understanding the psyche of real soldiers. He delivered the chilling line, "I love the smell of napalm in the morning," with such cold calm that actual veterans later said it gave them flashbacks. His performances in The Great Santini and Colors earned him respect not just from Hollywood, but from former servicemen. Despite his fame, he kept a low profile and refused handlers or bodyguards, even when filming in rough neighborhoods. He once said, "You don't act tough, you behave like you belong." Every role he played felt like a man who'd already been through hell. Now at number 8, Mickey Rourke fought demons in real life and came back bloodied, but standing. Mickey Rourke had a face built for fame and fists that nearly ruined it. After early acclaim in films like 9.5 Weeks and Angel Heart, he quit acting to become a pro boxer, racking up a 6-0-2 record in the early 90s. He broke his cheekbone, nose, and ribs and required reconstructive facial surgery that nearly ended his career. Hollywood mocked him, agents dropped him. But Rourke didn't just crawl back. He came swinging. In The Wrestler, 2008, he refused stunt doubles, trained with real fighters, and took actual chair hits. Critics called it too real. He told press, "The pain?" That was the easy part. The hard part was coming back. He bled in the ring and on screen, but every drop earned him back the respect they once took away. Now we're at number 7. Danny Trejo survived prison, addiction, and 65-plus movies, all with that same scarred face. Before he became Machete, Danny Trejo was in and out of juvenile hall and state prison throughout the 60s for armed robbery and drug charges. At San Quentin, he turned his life around, studying boxing and recovery. He became lightweight and welterweight prison boxing champ, then earned his freedom and devoted his life to sobriety. Clean since 1969. He was never meant to be an actor. Trejo was a drug counselor when he was called to the set of Runaway Train, 1985, to help another actor. Instead, they hired him for the role. That scarred face, those tattoos, none were fake. He's appeared in over 400 film and TV roles, owns Trejo's Tacos, and mentors youth across LA. Danny's real legacy? He showed that the toughest guy on screen once had nothing but grit. Let's move to number 6. Steve McQueen didn't fake danger. He signed up for it. Steve McQueen grew up in reform schools and ran away at age 14. He served in the U.S. Marine Corps, where he was demoted 7 times for insubordination, yet earned honor guard duty for saving 5 Marines from a sinking ship. When Hollywood called, he brought real rebellion. In The Great Escape, 1963, he performed his own motorcycle stunts, including the legendary fence jump, something no actor had dared at the time. In Bullet, 1968, he drove the Mustang in the 10-minute car chase himself at speeds topping 110 miles per hour on San Francisco streets. Even battling asthma, alcoholism, and eventually cancer, McQueen raced cars professionally, pushing his limits off-screen too. He didn't just look dangerous, he made you believe he was born that way. Here's a bonus entry. Charles Bronson didn't say much because he let his war speak for him. Raised in a Pennsylvania coal mining family of 15 children, Charles Bronson started working in the mines at age 10 after his father died. He earned $1 a ton, often in shoes borrowed from neighbors. During World War II, he served as a B-29 tail gunner in the Army Air Forces, flying 25 combat missions over Japan. Bronson received a Purple Heart for wounds suffered in action and returned to civilian life carrying both shrapnel and silence. On screen, his characters spoke in glances and fists, like in Death Wish, 1974, which made him a cultural icon of vengeance. Off-screen, he was private, fiercely loyal, and wary of celebrity. He didn't act tough. He earned it the hard way, every frame a reflection of the man who'd already survived real war. Now at number 5, Christopher Lee lived a life so dangerous.
Hello, and greetings to you all, wherever you may be.
Even James Bond would blush. You think his Dracula was scary? Christopher Lee was trained to kill Nazis. During World War II, he served in the Special Operations Executive, SOE, the British equivalent of the CIA's Black Ops, performing missions still classified to this day. When Peter Jackson directed him in Lord of the Rings, Lee corrected him on what a man sounds like when stabbed, because he'd heard it for real. Lee hunted Nazi war criminals, was fluent in 6 languages, played golf with royalty, and held the Guinness World Record for most film roles, over 280. He performed heavy metal vocals into his 90s, was knighted in 2009, and never once boasted about his real-life kills. His on-screen villains were chilling, but it was his off-screen resume that made him the most dangerous man to ever wear a cape. Moving to number 4. Lee Marvin took bullets in war and carried that pain into every line. Lee Marvin landed on Saipan in 1944 as a U.S. Marine scout sniper. He was machine-gunned in the buttocks, severely wounded in the sciatic nerve, and left with a limp for life. He received the Purple Heart and was permanently discharged, but the trauma followed him home. On screen, Marvin was pure steel. See The Dirty Dozen, 1967, or Point Blank, 1967. No theatrics, no faking emotion. He once said, "I only know how to play men who've seen too much." He refused to glamorize violence. In real life, Marvin drank heavily, fought depression, and kept his politics blunt and honest. Every scowl, every pause came from experience, not script. Marvin didn't act wounded soldiers, he was one. Coming in at number 3, James Arness.
Now, did we?
At least we didn't get shot. It'll be better this time.
Took a Nazi bullet and became an American icon. Standing at 6 feet 7 inches, James Arness wasn't just tall, he was towering in toughness. As an infantryman in the U.S. Army's 3rd Infantry Division, he landed at Anzio, Italy in January 1944. A direct German machine gun hit tore into his leg. He nearly died and spent a year recovering in hospitals, earning a Bronze Star and the Purple Heart. Despite the injury leaving him with chronic leg pain, Arness went on to star as Marshal Matt Dillon in Gunsmoke for 20 years, the longest-running primetime TV role at the time. His limp was real. His presence was earned. He rarely gave interviews and never used a body double. One producer once said, "When Jim entered a room, even the crew stood straighter." Toughness wasn't an act, it was his foundation. At number 2, Charles Durning was one of the first men to hit Omaha Beach.
It's hard to describe what we all went through that day.
And one of the few to walk away. Charles Durning stormed Omaha Beach on D-Day, June 6, 1944, under constant Nazi machine gun fire. He survived the invasion, fought across France, and was later wounded during the Battle of the Bulge, one of the war's deadliest encounters. He engaged in hand-to-hand combat, killed enemy soldiers, and was bayoneted multiple times. After the war, he was awarded the Silver Star, Bronze Star, and 3 Purple Hearts. Yet, like many World War II vets, he kept quiet about it for decades. On screen, he brought that same lived-in realism to roles in Dog Day Afternoon, Tootsie, and The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. No matter the role, you felt the depth behind his eyes. He wasn't pretending to be tough, he'd earned every scar. Now, at number 1, Audie Murphy. Wasn't just tough, he was virtually indestructible. Audie Murphy wasn't a large man, 5 feet 5 inches, 112 pounds when he enlisted, but he became the most decorated American soldier of World War II. He received the Medal of Honor, Distinguished Service Cross, 2 Silver Stars, and 3 Purple Hearts. He once held off 250 German soldiers alone for over an hour on a burning tank while wounded, and then led a counterattack. After the war, Murphy suffered severe PTSD, often sleeping with a loaded pistol under his pillow. Instead of hiding, he brought his demons to light, becoming an early advocate for mental health in veterans. He starred in over 40 films, often playing soldiers and cowboys, channeling his trauma into raw performances, especially in To Hell and Back, 1955, which depicted his own war story. Audie Murphy didn't just act brave. He redefined what bravery looked like. You've just seen the 20 actors who feared nothing. If any entry surprised you, imagine what's coming next. Hit subscribe so you don't miss a single story. Tap on the next video right now.